Here we are in this old country cemetery doing a story on Blue Jeans Williams.
This is the story of a storyteller. He is Hal Wolford. Born in Huntington, Indiana in 1931, he first thought he would become a dentist, entering Indiana University in 1953. But by the time Hal graduated 5 years later, he had a Bachelor of Science degree in radio and television, and his marriage to this sometimes crazy business would never end, just like his marriage to Doe. Together, they've raised 9 children. Hal came to the Tri-State and began his broadcast career in 1958 at WTVW Channel 7. We here at 25 WEHT were lucky to get Hal 9 years later. He anchored, he reported, he did everything, even those live TV commercials in those early days. It was in the mid-1980s, though, that Hal began leaving a tremendous mark and a legacy on the Backroads.
They came winging their way down from the Horicon, from Willow Slough, from the Kankakee, from the upper Mississippi. Longfellow's words were true years ago, but even the chestnuts are gone now. And the village blacksmiths, well, they're few and far between. America just never seems to lose its fascination for the lowly outhouse. A Huntington, Indiana man has an outhouse museum. A Godfrey, Illinois woman has traveled the world doing outhouse research. How many times have some of you old rednecks followed a blonde in a pickup, only to discover that when you pulled alongside her at a stoplight that the blonde had a mustache and a tattoo and was really a guy? By golly, it's true. People really do stare at you when you're driving a pick-me-up truck. This is Hal Wolford on the Backroads. I have an enthusiasm for certain things like the outdoors and history and music and food, as we all know. And I just try to find that some of that enthusiasm rubs off on the audience, and that's my whole game plan right there.
Tabloid journalism, celebrity news, high-tech graphics often saturate our airwaves. But Hal Wolford has remained true to form. He is a storyteller, and that's what's made him special. By his side on all of those Backroads travels, photographer Leonard Judd.
He's Americana. He's grassroots. That's what he relates to, and those people relate to us. And I think we just kind of find each other. There never seems to be a lack of the material. It's there. You just have to know where to look for it.
Hal Wolford has provided ample evidence you don't have to be born in the Tri-State to call it home, to know it like the back of your hand.
So once you get 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, they tends to take you out of the moving to the bigger market category. You don't start looking around for another school or another house or anything like that. You kind of get roots, and frankly, I think that if a lot more of the media could have the same thing happen to them, to pick up roots in small towns instead of always looking for that major market in the sky, that TV news and the people that it serves would be a lot better off too.
He's logged more than 200,000 miles on the Backroads, finding stories that may not make the lead story in a newscast or the banner headline in a newspaper, but stories we most likely will never forget. And remember, Backroads represents less than a third of the ground Hal Wolford has covered in his almost 40 years of broadcasting. While we have been subjected to so much news we often grow weary of, there was always Hal, and those stories only he can tell. Byrd, News 25.